The United States will send more than $1 billion of military equipment to Taiwan, including dozens of high-powered missiles. Our Sky News senior investigative reporter Jonathan Lee is reporting live from Taiwan over the next couple of weeks. He joins me now from his COVID isolation room. Jonathan, tensions in the region are well known. You'll be experiencing firsthand what it's like to live and work on China's doorstep over the next few weeks.
We certainly will, Kieran, and good morning to you from Taiwan. Effectively, since Nancy Pelosi's visit at the start of August kicked off the fourth Taiwan Strait crisis, we're now really here asking residents whether they feel that the countdown and the clock has begun to war and how they feel about things, how they feel about not just Taiwan's security, whether they're now looking towards Taiwanese independence, how they feel living on China's doorstep, with the Chinese Communist Party making it very clear that they intend to annex the island unless they effectively come back under their control. So it was a little difficult to get into Taiwan, I can tell you that much at least. Getting a visa took some time. Getting in yesterday into the airport was also a difficult process. We were surprised to find that we had to purchase local SIM card. That's so the authorities can check up on us during our quarantine period. We also had to provide a saliva sample as well to ensure that we don't have COVID. Taiwan has been extraordinarily effective in cracking down on the virus here. I looked last night and they've actually, if the international numbers are to be believed, they've only had around 10,000 deaths. Australia comparatively has had some 14,000. So still a 3 to 4 day isolation period. And once we get out, we look forward to chatting with some local politicians here and getting amongst the locals, seeing how they feel about things. But as you can see there, all of our bags were all sprayed. We had to provide that saliva test. And I also had a phone call yesterday from the Taiwanese police to ensure that my phone worked, and they told me to keep it on for today.
And on this weapons deal between the US and Taiwan, is that likely to destabilise things further?
You'd certainly have to believe it would upset the Chinese Communist Party. The United States President Biden has made it very clear that he's asked Congress to pass a $1.1 billion weapons deal for Taiwan. It's got to be passed by Congress, but in effect, it's all about this asymmetric warfare that we're now talking about, giving Taiwan the ability to remain as prickly as possible if China is to attempt to annex it and invade. It includes some 60 anti-ship missiles, 100 air-to-air missiles. Also, there's a much larger package there to improve its radar capabilities. The great concern is now that China is freely crossing that median line, that Taiwan needs to boost its capabilities to identify China's incursions into its region. I was actually fascinated and terrified to realise that over the past month or so, there's been some 96 incursions, I believe. Now, between the period of 1954 and 2000, there was only 4. So you get the idea of just the pressure and strain that the Chinese Communist Party now is placing on Taiwan to try and break its resolve and encourage it to come back under its orbit. And of course, Taiwan doesn't want to do that. They're a strong democracy, a very successful democracy, but this is all going to play out not just over the coming weeks, but the next decade, Kieran.
Jonathan, we'll talk to you live from Taiwan during the week. Appreciate it.